All right, Luke Ronnestrand checking in from the shop here at Thorne Brothers. We have our Minnesota Muskie opener here in 2 weekends, and I thought I would kind of walk you around the shop here and show you kind of what's new and what's custom here. For all of you guys that don't know, we have a ton of custom colors here at the store. These are colors that myself and the pro staff have come up with for like very kind of specific situations on the water, specific bodies of water. And one thing that all you guys know is that these lakes that we're fishing, they get a lot of fishing pressure. We have a lot of older populations. We're fishing for big fish. And sometimes it does take a special color or special lure to get these fish to bite. So we work with a ton of different manufacturers here, but I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the companies that we work with, some of my personal favorites, and some of the stuff around, or some of the favorites around the shop here. All right, I'm going to start on our bucktail wall here, and I'm not going to lie, most of the inspiration from these, or for these colors, comes from Lake Vermilion. For you guys that are familiar with Vermilion, east to west, the conditions in the lake are pretty different, and it takes a lot of different colors out there. Or the fish like a lot of different colors out there from one end of the lake to the other. And also year to year, it seems like some years the fish like bright stuff, some years the fish like dark stuff, and also a big like a really diverse forage base out there. So we have perch out there, ciscos, whitefish, some panfish. But as you'll see in our Frenzy line, we have a really cool custom bluegill. There's probably about 8 custom colors up here. We have quite a few colors that are done with a blade concept similar to this, kind of a coppery blade with a white edge and some bars on it. That's
just on my way up. How are you, bud? Good. I'm just on my way to the back wall. You got your readers on?
It's always fun doing stuff down on the sales floor. But again, kind of a walleye copper type blade. That's a blade. It can look like a walleye, can look like a perch. Muskies love copper and gold baits. And then of course we have some of our hotter colors up here. We have like the whites and the chartreuse. Here's kind of a purple version of that. Our purple walleye, just a lot of really cool colors there. Another thing that you'll see with a lot of our baits is we have a lot of we add a lot of contrast, a lot of black chartreuse, a lot of black orange. I'll walk you down to the Mayhem baits. You'll kind of see a lot of the same color concepts there. Here you'll see we do have a lot of the different greens, whether it be like the Martian greens or the flowage greens. Those are great blade colors in a lot of clearer water, and they're phenomenal up in Canada too. They're great Lake of the Woods baits, great Eagle Lake baits, great Winnipeg River baits. But a lot of the inspiration for those comes from Vermilion and those bodies of water. Moving over to our other custom bucktails. These are they're called our TB burners from Leaders and Lures, and we have a lot of different blade styles available, and in both bucktail and marabou. But these are double number 8 Indiana blades. Have double number 8 Colorados, and somewhere up here they are, the single 40 thousandths number 7 blade. And then all of these blades have what kind of separates them from everything else is Gene has what he calls his speed clevis concept, and that's where he actually takes and bends the clevises, and then he has these unique blades that actually do make the blade spin faster. It does have a different presence in the water. And then we also have these made on a 40 thousandths wire, so a little bit thinner wire. It's nice and lively in the water. These things cast great. They're a dream to fish with, and they catch fish. All right, moving over here to the slammers. This is a kind of a personal favorite of mine, slammer crankbaits. Bill makes baits that cover everything from southern reservoirs to Wisconsin flowages, Wisconsin lakes, to our Minnesota lakes and fishing in Canada. He's got baits that have profiles of shad and bluegills all the way up to whitefish, and his baits work very well everywhere. His smaller baits are really good down in the south. We have a lot of different kinds of shad colors for the southern reservoirs, and then a lot of perch and panfish type colors. for the inland lakes and lakes with the panfish forges. And then we even did this one right here. This is our custom yellow bass. That's a color that we did for like the Iowa reservoirs and then also the southern reservoirs. That's one of our really cool and very popular, very good selling baits. Again, moving over to more of the traditional minnow baits, we have a lot of the different perch patterns, and then some of the, like our custom mother of pearl, another very good seller. Our Thorne Brothers, the hot mustard, that's a really cool color, works really well in stained and clear water. Our charged Cisco, this is one of my favorites and some of the bigger baits for the fall. But then we carry everything that Bill makes, all the way from his little crankbaits and minnow baits all the way up to his really big stuff. And then these are phenomenal fall trolling baits. The 12-inch slammer is probably my favorite fall trolling bait. This one here is our TB Cisco. Just want to make sure I get this right. Yep, our TB Cisco. Kind of a really cool powdery blue bait. It really pops in the stained waters up on Vermilion in the fall. Obviously our candy corn. That's a really good fall color as well. And then we have all these colors also in the big baits. His 15-inch bait. Again, this is kind of a cool bait because it's got the traditional kind of minnow profile, but the lip has a different angle. And I would say that this bait, action-wise, kind of falls in between, kind of like a bigger lip deep diving bait, and a minnow bait is kind of like a hybrid there. It's got a really wild, really fast, hard action. And that's also a bait that plays really well for summertime trolling. It's just got just enough of a violent action that it really does trigger fish, triggers them really well. And one of the better minnow bait styles for doing the summer open water trail and the June through early July stuff that some of the other baits that are similar perform really well in. But there's our slammer line, and we're just going to kind of walk over here to our wall of drifter and Suics. But we have a lot of really cool custom colors in we have a lot of great custom colors in the entire drifter line. We have our charged Cisco, our whitehead walleye, and almost everything that drifter makes. And then we have a really nice selection of 10-inch jakes. And again, the different perches, the candy corn, whitehead walleye. And then again, over in where are they hiding? The hellhounds, we have a really nice, very big selection of custom colors in those as well. Have some prism colors that are custom to the store there. We have a really cool walleye. And somewhere up here, oh, it's sold out right now. We have a really cool hot perch with some really cool stuff in the hellhounds as well. And then a new addition this year to our custom lineup is we have, what do we have here? 8 colors of Suics. And these were all colors that our whole staff worked on. Forrest Husett from up at Lake of the Woods helped out with this. Doug helped me out with this one. Kurt had some influence, and we did our another cool color that's kind of popular here at the store is our Rainy Lake walleye. We have this in some Muskie Innovations baits, just kind of a dark walleye. Did a glitter golden shiner pattern with the bright orange belly. Our Thorne Brothers charged Cisco with the chartreuse head. Kind of a personal favorite of mine. Just anytime you can throw more black on a black lure, we have our matte black with black scale on it. Really good spin off on a classic that works really well. This is Forrest Cisco. And then for our metro lakes and some of our Canadian lakes, and color works really well on Vermilion too, is just a northern pike pattern. And then a really cool version of a lemon head. And then we have all of these colors in the Franken Suic, the 12-inch Suic with the Franken Suic style weight kit. And then also the new, where are they? Right here. The new 9-inch high impacts with the weight kits. But super excited about these. These are Suics are awesome. They're timeless. They're great fish catchers, and they're something that's definitely seems like they're catching on more and more here at the shop every year. And we can't talk about custom Thorne Brothers baits and not talk about our Ultra Dogs. These are a 1.5 pound version of the ever so popular Bulldog in some of our favorite colors. These are done on a pro harness, and they're a big broad weight, and they have a big broad head. They really jump around in the water nice. When we did this, we basically took the measurements from a 2-pounder and some original pounders and split the difference, and this is what we came up with. These things are phenomenal fish catchers. It is a big bait, but it doesn't fish like a 2-pounder. It's honestly somewhere in between. Comes through the water, it runs at a really nice depth, and they are, again, fantastic fish catchers. That's a bait too that here in town you have post-spawn fish that are just really starting to feed out in the open water. That's a great choice. Great choice for early outside weed lines. Any place that you have like a panfish style forage, and you want to just throw something that really separates and gets those aggressive fish that are just starting to feed again. That right there is your choice. And then as far as the rest of the Innovations baits go, we kind of have a smattering of custom colors in all of them. Again, here is our rainy walleye. That is an incredibly popular one. Our whitehead walleye, again, another very popular bait. This one's kind of sneaky right here. That's a painted walleye with an orange head. I have some friends that'll be mad at me for talking about this, but this is a really, really good one up on Lake Vermilion. They really like that one. Here's our TB, our charged Cisco with the chartreuse head. This one is so popular that honestly, this is probably only the second time I've ever even seen this one on the shelf. It seems like we get these in and they sell right away. Then we have our Vermilion Tullibee right there. Kind of a darker Cisco pattern. And then there's one other really cool right here. Call this one Rough Rock Revenge. I think this is one of Nellie's colors, but this is just a phenomenal color in some of the clearer waters in Canada and any bodies of water where the fish really like purple baits. And it's kind of looking at the rubber, just have custom stuff everywhere. We have some really cool colors in the Red October baits. Have a really cool Tullibee pattern. That is our blue and white. And then, where are we? This one right here, just another kind of a baitfish Cisco pattern. We call this one, is our gray Cisco. This one, for all of you open water fanatics out there, this one is really, really good, especially kind of when that open water bite starts, the chartreuse and orange. This one's our TB custom goldfish. And then we have a black and green. Another really good one right here. I think we call this one, this is kind of a gold, pearl, and black. I think we call this one Sauger. Yep, this is our Sauger. Just a couple of really awesome custom colors in the Red October stuff. And now I will walk you guys over to the Chaos section, and we have kind of the same colors in all of the Poseidons and the Medusas. Those kind of just because they're all right here, but we call this one, I believe either we call this Mille Lacs or Mille Lacs Perch. This is just, we call this the Mille Lacs, just a white bait with a chartreuse tail and some orange dots on it. Fish out of Mille Lacs really like dots, and they really like white and chartreuse baits. We have a blue pearl version of the charged Cisco. This is another really popular one right here. That's a chartreuse head on what we call our chartreuse head natural Cisco. It's another one that's kind of inspired by Vermilion and a very good fish catcher. Got a orange head on a black and gold bait, another very good one. Kind of a whole bunch of cool metallic colors going on there, but a copper-headed gold sucker. And then another one here is a gold sucker with a gold head. And then moving over to the Medusas, again we have our baby blue charged Cisco. I believe we call this one the Stewart. That's our chartreuse chartreuse head perch. This is a super good one around town. This is a personal favorite of a lot of guys that work here at the shop. And this one was exceptional out on Tonka for a couple of years there. So I'm sure it still is. And we have our ghost walleye. Another really cool one here. This is a gold pearl walleye. And then here's kind of a personal favorite of mine, the glow walleye. And the Mille Lacs looks really good in the Medusas. And that is some of our cool chaos baits. That kind of rounds out our custom rubber. And all right, and kind of last but not least, and one of our newer additions to our custom colors are the Muskie Mayhem grenades. And kind of the inspiration for these was, again, more of kind of your open water fishing. Again, I am a huge fan of really bright baits, kind of when that open water bite first kicks off. And we did this one. This is our Atomic Flame. It's an orange and chartreuse bait. Really bright in the water. This color is awesome in clear water. It's really good in dark water. And we did the really cool version of a lemon head, just with some of the luster and flat chartreuse and a little mix of the shiny chartreuse in there. That's a bait that's going to be really bright, really eye-catching, and lemon head just catches muskie, or lemon tail in this case, catches muskies everywhere. Again, with the same thing, the high contrast baits, our TV black and orange, just a really nice orange and black. Phenomenal, again, clear water, open water situations, kind of when you're out there fishing around bait fish, something that's really bright that's going to separate itself, or in this case, has a ton of contrast. And then last will be our custom Cisco. And that's just a really nice gray blue Cisco. Again, really natural and just a color that flat out catches fish. But again, all these colors are going to work in a wide variety of situations, and are going to be, these are some of our favorite stuff and favorite color patterns to throw at those open water fish. And again, some of those clear water fish, deep weed line fish, fish that are in those kind of locations. So definitely, again, come and check these out.